Okay, folks, I'm glad to be back. Welcome to this week's Fife Property update for the weekly market overall. This is the 5th of March to the 11th of March yesterday. You can see the after effects. My face is still repairing itself, nearly finished, if that makes sense. For some people that don't know what's been going on, I've been away climbing the highest peak in Northern Africa and in the Arab world, Toubkal. So Toubkal stands at 4,167 metres high. And I was raising funds for the Crow's Nest Trust. Now, if you haven't given already, please, I'm going to take this opportunity to stick it in the comments and say, if you can, we're up at 2,500 almost. If you can give something else, then please feel free. Every little helps to go to help people in need of wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs or manual wheelchairs. This is what the Crow's Nest Trust was set up for. It's raised over 600,000 over the years since it's been set up for charities and causes in the local area. So I've put the link in that post anyway. Let me talk about the Fife Property Market update. I'm going to quickly lean over for my hot off the press. This is this week's one midweek show. It's now or never for the Fife Property Market. Watch out for that one. That'll be on Wednesday. Possibly, I think it's 2 o'clock. We'll be going live with that one. The ones I want to speak about just now is yesterday's one. Spring viewings. Get your home ready for the Fife's busiest selling season, which is the spring. Now, if you are in the process of getting your home ready, or you're thinking about getting your home ready to sell in the near future, watch that show, listen to that podcast, read that article. The link is on this post for you to do that. So definitely do that, because there's a lot of good insights in there. And I talk about how to do the perfect viewing, how to take people through your property, and how to negotiate the best offer as well at the end of the transaction, how to lead people right down the right path in terms of your buyer when you're taking them round to do a viewing. That is a masterclass on how to do it. Take the user experience. It should count for something. Let's talk about what's actually the numbers this week, right across the Fife property market. So let me just share my screen in here. So this is right across the Fife property market last week. This is actually extremely encouraging to keep continuing to see this profile. Now, in the Cooper area, on a regional basis, you've got 5 properties instructed with all the estate agents, 9 sold. Demand outstripping supply. East Neuk 4 versus 3, quite level. St Andrews 8 versus 10. Levenmouth 8 versus 11. Dunfermline 61 versus 70. Demand outstripping supply. Glenorph's 18 versus 12. There's an oversupply a wee bit in Glenorph, this because of all the new builds that are coming into the market. Same with Kirkcaldy as well, with all the new builds out in Randolph, just across from Randolph Industrial Estate in the Kirkcaldy area. So that's 29 versus 20. But overall, very encouraging for the Fife property market. 133 properties listed in the week, 135 sold. Very stable market. That is the message. What is the other message we can glean out of this in terms of the market? What I can say to you is we are in a market where chain building is having to be undertaken now. In other words, properties are selling, but you've no longer got these huge amount of cash buyers in the market. Everybody ready to go, everybody on point and willing to make an offer, and they've got their house sold in a position. Most people, most agents are now beginning to chain build. It's a very, very experienced. A lot of estate agents in the past 3 or 4 years have maybe never experienced this type of market. In order to chain build. In other words, what I mean is, in order to verify who the buyer is and what their circumstances are, make sure their house is in a position where you've been out to as an estate agent, it's going to sell. So when they put their house on, with confidence that they're going to get an offer more than likely to allow your property to sell as well. That is what chain building is all about. And to get right back to the very beginning, the basics from the other buyers of possibly that property and the property before, to make sure everybody else in the chain is in a position where they are actually ready to proceed. That is where experience comes down in this type of market. That is not what we've been experiencing for the last 4 years with the boom. Everything's selling. That's what the last 4 years were. Chain building was never a thing at that time, and it was before that. So it's all about getting an experienced estate agent. It knows how to do that process. It knows how to qualify that process. It knows how to qualify a buyer that walks in the door. That's what that's all about. Chain building. Okay, let me talk about as well what's actually been sold this week, give you an idea of what's been sold, what prices they're going for. Classic example, what's actually coming onto the market as well, actually. So 6 Place, that's actually sold in 5 weeks in St Andrews, 3-bedroom detached bungalow. That was on, it offers over £475,000. One other person missed out on this property. So if you've got a property like this in the St Andrews area, and this Forbes Place St Andrews area, we want to hear from you because we have still got people looking for these types of properties. The next one here is Dundonald Park and Cardenden. That sold 9 days, no surprise there. 3-bedroom, semi-detached, ex-local authority house. These are perfect, these houses. These sell all the time. Most important thing is what price you're going to get at the end for it. So this in Cardenden was on, it offers over 140,000. And that's why it's so popular. So if you've got a property like that in any of the areas, to be honest, these are ex-local authority 3-bedroom semi-detached are very, very popular, and they're good quality, usually typically big back gardens and good spacious rooms as well. And there's enough, usually typically front to back. If you can see there, the front and then usually the back, that's where the sitting room goes all the way to the back. So possibly you're able to put a dining table in either the front or the back of the room and have the lounge to the front or back of the room. Okay, what's coming soon? Let's talk about what's coming soon. So watch out for these ones. Green Gates and Leven, a 3-bedroom upper maisonette is coming on. Old St Andrews Road and Garbridge, 4-bedroom detached house coming on. Fisherman's Court and Crail, that's a 4-bedroom townhouse coming on. Midshore and Pitt and Weem, 4-bedroom townhouse coming on. Brayhead Cooper, 3-bedroom semi-detached house. Baldini Cooper, 3-bedroom detached cottage with paddock extending to approximately 4 acres. Watch out for this one. These are all the ones that you need to register with us now so you can get the chance to get this before anyone else. I did talk about a stable market. I did talk about chain building. But if there is a people in a position to proceed, then they can jump on these ones well before you if you're not in the position to do that. So you need to make sure you register with us. So it is about contacting us at the local office, which can be 01334 65 42 21, 01592 75 2000, 01333 421 774, any number you want, or you can message us direct on this post. Okay, Hoggate Street and Leven, 2-bedroom upper apartment coming on. Ivy Grove and Methil, 2-bedroom end terraced house coming on as well. Watch out for that one. And I signed up one of the day, 6-bedroom, Victorian, immaculate villa in Falkland. Watch out for that one. It's a fantastic property. The back garden sits in the sun all day long. And it's beautiful inside on 3 levels as well. And wait till you see where it is. But I don't want to tell too much. If these are properties you're interested in, please message us direct now, contact us now, and tell us about the one you're interested in so we can get your information, first of all, to get you first in line when it comes onto the market, because they are definitely coming on. Okay, completed. Let's talk about what's completed. That's keys handed over. The reason I talk about keys handed over, that means it's exchanged. We can now tell you what they went for. It gives you a good idea about where the market was or is in terms of price point over the home report value. So Pinkerton Road and Crail was a 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalow. It sold in 1 week and it sold for 6% over the home report value, which represented another £13,000. It actually sold for £233,000. So 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalows in the Crail area, Pinkerton Road area, they're going for around about the 233,000 mark. Okay, Burnside, North and Cooper, 2-bedroom upper apartment. That actually sold in 2 months, and it sold just under the home report value. And it's sold for a price of 8 to 8,000. So again, it tells you where we are in terms of price point, what people are offering over, under, or at home report value. Back Dykes in Kilrenny, another one, 6-bedroom detached house that sold in 3 months, and it sold just under the home report value again, but it sold for £485,000. So £485,000, just under the home report value, but it was a good quality house, and it was a good price point to achieve as well for that type of property. Anyway, so if you're looking to buy a property, sell a property, or anything like that, contact us. I talked about that actually yesterday in my spring viewings. I talked about that. It's an amazing amount of people that actually talk about this. and they say, look, I'm getting everything done before I come and see you as an estate agent. They say that to us all the time. And I go, whoa, don't get us out now, because there'll be stuff that you're doing that you might not need to do at all. So you're wasting your money, or there'll be stuff that you're not doing that you might need to do. So you need to invest that money in that area. And that's what that's all about. This is what getting an estate agent is out about. It's actually to get professional advice and get their expertise and experience on what actually sells a property. That's what that's all about. So get people out, get an estate agent out sooner rather than later. If you're thinking of selling, even at you're in the early stage and you're thinking, it could be 6 months to a year, maybe even a couple of years' time, especially if you're an elderly person in a property and you're thinking, I'm not going to be able to navigate these stairs in a few years. Maybe now is the time to actually consult someone about that. I get this all the time. The last thing you want to do is wait till you're in a position where you can't navigate the stairs, and then you're not in a position to do anything because the market is potentially turned against you and not in your favour. Therefore, there's no exit strategy there, and you're stuck in a property that you have to navigate the stairs when you can't. That's why it's important to speak to an estate agent first, all about that. Anyway, let's crack on with this. I've talked about that as well. A couple of other things as well during the week. Cautious optimism. Perry and Richard that did this article. Cautious optimism about the Fife property market. This is about the update and the data suggesting 2023 the property crash predicted in many local newspapers and using clickbait and always doom mongers to lead up to the Christmas and on social media. What happened to the recession that the Bank of England was talking about and the government was talking about in 2022? It's never appeared. What happened to interest rates going to a record level? What happened to property prices dropping like a stone by 20%? Where is this crash? That's why you have to get the information, get the facts. This is what this is all about, the cautious optimism of the Fife property market. This is why we're going to be talking about in the midweek show. It's now or is it now or never for the Fife property market, and generally for the UK property market overall, because we do talk about the information to do the UK property market. So because the UK property market is clearly has an effect on the Fife property market, although because Fife is more affordable, it is more resilient in terms of earnings to price point ratio. Now, earnings price point ratio gives you a good indication about how healthy your property market is. Now, earnings, which is around about 33,000 on average, to property price average in Fife is round about 6 times, just under 6 times. That has always been a sign of a healthy market at 6 times. That is a healthy market. That is a stable market. When you get to 9 and you get to 10 or 11 times, that's when you've got to be concerned. And that tends to be the market in England right now. They're at that level. Even London. London's average price point is £545,000 average price point. Compare that to Fife, £174,000. A third of the price. And yet the average salary in the whole of Britain is 33,000, and it is in Fife and it is in Scotland. So it's more affordable to work and live in Fife. And that's why it remains a very resilient market and stable market as well. But overall, the numbers suggest, when we're looking at the number of properties sold in the UK compared to the previous years, they're all very, very stable and all the same. The health of a property market is not the property price, it's the number of transactions taking place in the property market itself. And if that stays stable, that keeps everything moving. That keeps contractors in work because houses have been bought, they've been refurbed, kitchens have been changed, bathrooms have been changed, painting and decorating has been done. People are down to local shops at the furniture shops buying furniture and buying online as well. They're also buying paint from the local B&Q and the home bargains and all these different things that make up that different thing. And that's what pushes and pumps money into the local economy, which keeps people in jobs, which keeps a healthy, stable overall market. So transactions is the most important number we should be looking at to the health of a property market. But again, we'll talk about more of that on the midweek show on Wednesday. Finally, just as a finish, I'm going to quickly talk about the wealth creation show tomorrow. Richard and I are doing. I will be doing another show about building wealth. If building wealth is your goal, And it's what many people aspire to. And it's not just about what property is. It can be in a number of things. It could be in your pension. It could be in gold. It could be silver. It could be anything you want. It could be crypto, but I kind of think that's gambling. Or it could be your normal ISAs and everything like that as well. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, the value of compounding as well. It can often seem like an overwhelming task. It takes time and effort and discipline to be successful at this goal of building wealth, the principles of building wealth. So don't be lured by a get-rich-quick scheme and are too good to be true opportunities that can send you down that dangerous path. I see it so often, we'll talk about it tomorrow, where there's loads and loads of courses out there you can sign up and people are going to tell you about strategies, about how to build wealth and everything like that. There's clear strategies on how to build wealth, and it's certainly not what they're doing, because all they're doing is running courses in order to sell you them to make money out of you. And that's what they prey on every single time. That's how they make their money. So this is why I do the Wealth Creation Show alongside Richard, because this is free information. This is all based on my experience and my track record of the last 30 years, going from homeless and unemployed to where I am right now, financially free, basically. I could add a few other things in there, but I don't like to be big-headed about there. But financially free, that's what we're talking about. And the people that can teach. After all, you wouldn't go to a joiner to operate on your heart, would you? You'd go to a surgeon, you'd go to a specialist, you go to somebody that's done it before, somebody that's got a track record, somebody that knows what they're doing. That's exactly what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So 12:30 tomorrow, the fundamentals and the principles of building wealth. Richard and I will be in the Wealth Creation Show, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, and that's me. Until next time, guys, I'm Jim Parker for Fife Properties TV. Bye-bye for now.